Hey everybody, it's Fuzzy, the Dean of Whiskey History at Whiskey University. Welcome to my cave in Bismarck, and for those of you who are on my newsletter, you probably see those bourbon dates and history kind of thing along the side. It's kind of boring, and I don't give a lot of details except the date. So we're going to try something different. I'm going to take those dates in bourbon history, and we're going to do a little narrative about it. We're going to have a little fun, and we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I got this new Instaface Grammy book, Instagram, that's what it's called, at Nodak Whiskey Rebel, and we're going to try and do stuff with that, especially in the history side of things at Whiskey University. So anyway, thanks so much. Let's get right into it. It's February 1st, and today, in February, nothing happened in whiskey. Well, if it did, I don't know about it. We'll talk about that in a minute. Anyway, February 9th, 1760, Jacob L. Beam was born. And yes, that Jacob L. Beam, he moved his family from Maryland to Kentucky, started distilling in 1785, and the rest is history, really. Now, there's not too many bottles that have Jacob Beam on it, except Jacob's Ghost or Jacob's Creek, if you can find them. By the way, if you have an extra Jacob's Ghost sitting around your dusty bottom shelf, I'd be happy to take it off your hands. I am looking for one of those. I think I'll find one, but I don't know. They don't make it anymore, but it's got a good story behind it. So anyway, February 9th, 1760, Jacob Beam. Let me see if I can do this. There I am. I got two screens going. I have no clue what you do realize I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm just rambling, right? Rather than rambling in a class at 10 o'clock at night, I'm just going to ramble now and record it. So, February 12th, which I think is actually President's Day, something like that, this Friday, Edmund Haynes Taylor Jr. was born in 1830. And Mr. Taylor was the descendant of two United States presidents, James Madison and Zachary Taylor. Now, Edmund Haynes Taylor did quite a few cool things for the industry, not the least of which is created the steam heating system that Buffalo Trace still uses today. I'm sure they've upgraded the pipes and things, but yeah, the steam heating system to steam heat the warehouses is something he came up with, and they still use it today. So I think that's kind of cool. He's got a great story, and of course one of the things that's near and dear to me is he, along with his friend John Carlisle, who was the Treasury Secretary at the time of the United States, they came up with the Bottled in Bond Act. And the Bottled in Bond Act, in my eyes, is probably the most significant consumer protection law, at least at the time, to protect his whiskey. He was making great whiskey, but when rectifiers and wholesalers would get it, they'd water it down and put stuff. So as consumers that he wanted to reach with his good whiskey, they didn't know what they were getting. So the Bottled in Bond Act created a regulatory framework that we still use today in bonded and bottled in bond whiskeys. So Edmund Taylor, February 12th, 1830. You can go on any of these. You can go to the Whiskey University website, and we have a whole founders page. It's actually its own site now, and I think we have over 400 whiskey founders, craft distillers, blenders, influencers, and everybody that had an influence in the industry in some fashion. So go there, Whiskey Founders. You can learn a whole lot more about these people. Now the next one's kind of a favorite of mine. February 18th, 1930, Mary Dowling. She passes away at age 71 in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. And she's still buried in Lawrenceburg Cemetery, of course. I don't think she would go anywhere. Once you're buried, you're buried, I guess, for the most part. Anyway, Mary Dowling, she is considered the mother of bourbon. And she and her husband John built a distilling empire in Kentucky. And then when he passed away in 1903, she took over the distilling operations. Very rare for a woman to step in that kind of role in such a big manner. But anyway, she's got an incredible story. There's a book out called Mary Dowling, The Mother of Bourbon, and I strongly recommend. I don't know if there's an audio version. I don't listen to books. I don't listen very well. I guess that's what my mom says anyway. So anyway, Mary Dowling's got a fantastic story. She even moved her distilling operation during Prohibition to Mexico and hired a guy named Joseph L. Beam to do it. And so absolutely fantastic stuff. So great history. Oh, and the other thing I like about Mary, and actually it's this way with a lot of our very prominent and prolific distilling leaders, is that they just didn't distill. They gave back to the community. And something the Kentucky and Tennessee bourbon whiskey industries have been doing for decades and decades and decades. But Mary founded a free hospital in Lawrenceburg. She built churches, and she advocated for the rights of women and immigrants. And she was very, very influential. She played behind the scenes, though. She wasn't like Colonel Taylor, who wanted the title and the recognition and to be known as. She was just doing work, and she was doing some good work. So today, okay, February 20th, the last one is February 28th. Oh, before I do this one, if you have a date, if you've taken a Whiskey University course and you're like, dang, we got to add that to the list, I would love to kind of crowdsource this to all my Whiskey University instructors and students out there. If you know of a date, a significant date in bourbon history, and I don't care if it's 1700s or 2020s, I don't care. Send it to me at scotchambesky@whiskeyuniv.com, and we'll get it on the list, and we'll see where it falls. And but there's some great dates. I'm excited to share these with you as we go forward. The last one, Albert Bacon Blanton was born on February 28th, 1881, right near the old Fire and Copper Distillery in Frankfort, Kentucky. At age 16, he got a job in the distillery, and that's cool, right? And his rise to the presidency of the distillery in 1921 is nothing short of amazing. But something happened in 1920, right? Prohibition hit. But that distillery was able to get one of the 6 medicinal licenses to continue distilling, and it was Albert Bacon Blanton who brought that distillery through Prohibition and really kept it going. It is the longest continuously operating distillery in America, and without his leadership, I doubt we would have half of what we have today. And of course, Buffalo Trace would probably not be what it is today. So I just taught a Buffalo Trace class the other night to about 17 folks in Beulah, North Dakota. Yes, look it up. It's in the middle of coal country. Outstanding people, hard-working folks. But we had a great time talking about Buffalo Trace. One of the things we talked about was Elmer T. Lee. Elmer T. Lee is the one who invented Blanton's to honor his mentor, Albert Bacon Blanton. Of course, this is Elmer T. Lee. I haven't opened it yet. I'm waiting for the right time and the right people. I appreciate it very much, and I'm looking forward to cracking that. Maybe Fresh Crack Friday. We'll do something like this too. But anyway, so those are the dates in bourbon history this month in February. Go to the founders pages on Whiskey University website and you'll learn a ton more. Well, why do you want to do that? I'm not a geek like Fuzzy is. I don't care about, the Willets and the Haydens and the Beams and all that stuff. But here's the thing. When you teach a class or when you drop some knowledge on your buddies at the bar, now you know where it came from. And it's fun, right? Because everybody thinks they know everything about whiskey or bourbon. Nobody does. I'm still learning, right? I still got a lot of courses to take, and I'm excited to do so. So anyway, good luck in your whiskey history journey, your Whiskey University journey, and I hope you're out there teaching some courses, teaching some classes, and learning more. Jump on some more classes this semester. We got some great ones coming up, and I'll be doing another one of these sometime before March, and we'll see what kind of dates we got in March to share. But until then, remember, anyone can drink whiskey. You have to learn to taste. Cheers.